Hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, June 2nd, 2026. And I am Nino, your laid-back and slightly eccentric host. I'm super excited to introduce a trending article from the archives today, because we are going to dive deep into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence and language. The title is Disagreeing Rationales, Rethinking Classification, and Explainability, Evaluation, and Hate Speech Detection. The kernel is Code 5.31,560 It is long, but oh boy, isn't it an interesting one. So stick with me as we unpack all the juicy details. Right? So let us talk about the main problem this paper is trying to solve. You know how hens disagree on almost everything, like whether pineapple belongs on pizza, which it obviously does because it adds that sweet and savory contrast. Well, it turns out that human disagreement is also super common when we label data for artificial intelligence, especially for subjective tasks at detecting hate speech or toxic language. Traditionally, when researchers train artificial intelligence to recognize offensive content, they just take the majority vote from a group of human annotators, and they completely ignore the people who disagree. This means they are squashing all those diverse human perspectives into a single absolute truth, which honestly does not make a lot of sense for subjective topics. And here's the really cool part that this paper focuses on. People do not just disagree on the final label of whether a post is hate speech or not. They also disagree on the rationales, which are the specific words or phrases that explain why they made that decision. For example, I think the sentence is hateful because of a specific slur, while another person might point to the aggressive tone of the whole sentence. Prior research has barely looked into this variation in explanations, and it is unclear how to best evaluate these artificial intelligence models when human reasoning is so varied. The researchers in this paper argued that we need to embrace this disagreement, and they created a unified framework to test how well models can capture the richness of human reasoning. To do this, they looked at two main types of representations, which they call hard and soft. Hard labels and hard rationales are the old school way, where you just take the majority vote and use binary masks, meaning a word is either 100% important or 0% important. Soft labels and soft rationales, on the other hand, preserve the disagreement. If three annotators look at a text, and two say it is hate speech while one says it is just offensive, the soft label keeps the distribution, and the soft rationale assigns a continuous importance value to each word based on how many people highlighted it. They also introduced intermediate rationales, like taking the union of all highlighted words or just picking them randomly, to see how these different spaces affect the performance of the artificial intelligence. And here is a joke for you. Why did the artificial intelligence cross the road? Because the majority of annotators labeled the other side as a positive class, even though the soft rationale clearly indicated the chicken was having an existential crisis. Yeah, I know my humor is on a different level. Anyway, moving on to how they evaluated all of this. They organized existing evaluation metrics into classification metrics and explainability metrics. For classification, they looked at predictive performance and distribution alignment, meaning they checked if the model could predict the right label and match the spread of human opinions. For explainability, they used three complementary dimensions, which are plausibility, faithfulness, and complexity. Plausibility measures how well the model-generated explanations match the human explanations. Faithfulness checks if the words the model highlighted actually influenced its final decision. Like if we remove those words, does the model change its mind? Complexity just looks at how concise and focused the explanations are, because no one wants an explanation that just highlights the entire paragraph. The researchers tested two different transformer models and two hate speech datasets. One in English called Hate Explain and one in Portuguese called Hate Explain. They found that using softer representations actually improves both classification and explainability performance. This means that when we allow the artificial intelligence to see the shades of gray human opinions, it actually becomes better at its job and provides explanations that make more sense. It is a huge step forward, because it highlights the challenge of modeling diverse human judgments rather than enforcing a single truth. It shows that we really need to rethink how we evaluate natural language processing systems in subjective areas. So how does this technology apply to our everyday lives? I can give you 3 really specific examples of how this can make a real-world impact. Right now, automated filters often make mistakes. Innocent users are letting actual toxic content slip through, which frustrates everyone. If these platforms implemented models trained on soft rationales, the system could recognize ambiguous posts and provide a nuanced explanation of why posts might be offensive to certain groups. This would allow human moderators to make faster and fairer decisions, because they would see exactly which parts of the text are controversial and why. Second, consider the development of personalized artificial intelligence assistants at chatbots. We all have different boundaries for what we consider polite and offensive, based on our cultural background or personal values. By using this unified supervision framework, companies could train artificial intelligence assistants that understand and adapt to different user perspectives. If then they generates a response that is borderline inappropriate, it could use soft rationales to explain its reasoning, and it could be tuned to respect the specific sensitivity levels of the individual user, making our interactions with artificial intelligence much more comfortable and trustworthy. This technology could be used in educational tools for digital literacy. Imagine a browser extension for teenagers that helps them understand the impact of their words before they post a comment online, instead of just blocking the bad word. The tool could use soft rationales to highlight specific phrases and explain it. 40% of people might find this phrase hurtful because of these specific reasons. This would help educate users on the subjective nature of language, fostering a more empathetic and inclusive online community, rather than just acting like a strict robot police officer. In conclusion, this paper is a massive wake-up call for the artificial intelligence community. It proves that human disagreement is not just noise that needs to be filtered out, but it is actually a valuable signal that can make our models smarter and more transparent. By shifting from hard absolute labels to soft nuanced distributions, we can build systems that truly reflect the diversity of human thought. I think that is absolutely beautiful. And it makes me very hopeful for the future of artificial intelligence. Thank you so much for tuning into my ramble today. And I will catch you all in the next video.